Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I know for some of you, it's totally new, so welcome. Some of you are returning, so welcome back. And really excited to watch you guys explore Hamlet in this way. Not only, it's a lot of fun just to dig into the play, but doing it in this very exploratory way, I think will be a lot of fun and hopefully provide insights not only to you as a group, but to anyone watching and following along. So, the only things I want to do tonight, I think it's always helpful to do a quick round of introductions among the group so that it gets to kind of know either where people are or where they're coming from or what other work they've done. We can keep it somewhat brief, but you have a couple hours, so you can use the time however you like. And then I also like to mention that we do have some patrons kind of helping to keep the administrative lights on. So I want to say thank you to Joan, Michele, Christian, Jim, Magdalen, Ivar, Claudia, and Clif. So thank you guys so much for your help there and your support. I'm very excited. For those who don't know me too well, I'll just quickly start and say, my name is Nathan Agan, and used to live in LA and act there, and then have lived in a lot of different places. But now I find myself in very Northern California, only about a 40-minute ride from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, but I'm in California. Mostly I do audiobooks as acting these days. And then this project started 3.5 years ago. And last year I kind of made the commitment to just start doing it more monthly. And it's been going really well. And the roster of people and artists has grown. And so I'm always excited to find more actors I didn't know, or more dramaturgs or directors. It's great. So that's what I'm doing here. But I will be listening to the session, and there shouldn't be a need for me to pop in at any time, any technical or other issue. But I'll be here if you need it, and then I'll say hi at the end. So. Yeah. Again, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate everybody making some time in their schedule and their week to explore the play.
Thank you, Nathan, for making it available to all of us. And for letting us know that you're going to be listening so we can't talk about you.
I mean, you can, but, it's like any producer. Like, he's somewhere in the building, but you can say what you want.
Yeah. Hi, friends. Kathleen and I go back, longer than anyone else on this screen. Charlotte and I go back to 2012. Cassie and I go all the way back to 2023. And I'm just meeting Max. Hi. I despise introductions, so I'm going to be really quick with mine. Paul, I live in Philadelphia, moved here in 2016, actor, director, and now college professor. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. It's only an adjunct. It's not a big deal. And I'm not that smart, you will find, but I'm enthusiastic. And I'm a bit of a Shakespeare nerd. And you all are smarter than me, and we're going to have a lot of fun, I hope. And we're going to dive into a play that I love to dive into. I could dive into this play for the rest of my life and be happy. So there we go. I guess we'll popcorn it. I'll go next to the person I've known the longest, KTL.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. And I think, Paul, you're smarter than you say you are. You're very smart.
Don't ask Charlotte for backup on that.
I'm an actor and a playwright, a sometime teacher, love teaching, but always felt that I hold it so high that I could never say, oh, excuse me, while I go do this audition or whatnot. So I decided not to really take that route and work side jobs to support myself. Shakespeare's been on my plate for many, many years, and I have enjoyed learning how to voice these words and make them meaningful to me without taking them away from who I am as an actor. So I'm always trying to make them my own, but also deliver them well so that people can hear and understand. I was born in Philly, spent many years in San Francisco area, moved back to New York almost 30 years ago, 28 years ago, and feel very much at home here.
And in her mid-40s. Charlotte.
Hello, everyone. This is my fourth go around with Nathan. I don't know. It started during the pandemic with Bell Stratagem. So it's super fun to do this. I am Canadian by birth. I married an American. I live in America.
You live in New Jersey, so.
I do live in Jersey. Yeah. The other, there's much yelling going on downstairs. I like to do Shakespeare. I hope I understand it. Sometimes I don't. I'm an actor, director, new minted adjunct professor in the Philadelphia area. Yes. So that's my life. There we go. Cassie.
Hi, friends. It's such a delight to be in this virtual space with all of you. I'm Cassie Alexander, joining you here from Philly, but I'm from Indiana originally, and this is my first go-round with one of these readings. So I'm very excited to support you as a dramaturg. I'm mostly an actor, and everything I know by Shakespeare, I know from doing it. So this is fun for me to try on a different hat. I've had various experience with cutting these scenes, and I did some text coaching last summer that really lit me up. I love Shakespeare. Anytime I get to work on these plays, I just get very, very excited. And I'm just really looking forward to spending some time with Hamlet, particularly the way that Paul is envisioning this scene playing out, is changing my relationship to how the scene works. And that is the magic to me. If we're still doing these plays 400 years after they were written, I think it's because we're looking for something different. So I love a bold and different choice, and I'm delighted to be here. Max, over to you.
Thank you, Cassie. Hello, everyone. My name is Max. I'm an actor in Los Angeles, primarily voice acting right now, and I also play headmaster of a schoolhouse at a theme park, so that's my relationship to teaching. I'm also a standardized patient, so yay SP. So we have so much in common. And
is it a Harry Potter theme park?
No, I did almost. I've got pretty far in that audition, but not yet. It's at Knott's Berry Farm. They have like a Wild West town, and in the summers I play the headmaster of the schoolhouse, whose name is Noble K. Johnson.
Nice.
It's very fun, very interactive, so I really enjoy that. And part of that gig is I get to go around with a book of complete works of Shakespeare and just get to read all day. I wish I had more time to focus on doing that, but the guests take a lot of my attention. But one of my favorite Shakespeare experiences was getting to play the host of the Garter Inn, which the production I did, they set it in the 60s, did it very much like sitcom-y, and I found that that character was really funny in that era, so I really enjoyed that and had a lot of fun. What else? I'm just very happy to be here with you all, and this is my second go-around with the Working Actor's Journey.
I should have pointed out that Charlotte actually introduced me to Nathan and this group with Measure for Measure.
Wonderful.
I think she was playing Isabel and I was playing Angelo, or the other way around. I'm not sure. I don't remember how it went. Almost made Cassie spit up, which is one of my goals. We have 4 sessions of 2 hours each, which sounds like a lot on one scene, but it goes really fast when we really start to dig in. So I am going to try to keep us on track, but that is not to say I want to establish that everything is up for discussion. This is a workshop. We're playing, we're exploring, especially with this wild idea I have, we really are exploring. So everything can stop for discussion. I would also like to point out Kathleen will not be with us next week, but we do have a lot for the Hamlets to do. We have a lot to dig into. And that will not be a problem. Would we like to start with a conversation about where this crazy idea came from, or should we just forget that? Would we like to start with a conversation about the second quarto versus the folio, or forget all that and just read? What would you all like to do?
I'd like to hear about your foundation of the concept to know that we're on like the same springboard.
Me
That's
too. I'd
that's
love
my
to
humble
know.
thought.
Okay, I just wanted to do something different, something crazy. No, that's not true. So for years, this play has perplexed me and fascinated me, and particularly the soliloquies. And it dawned on me way back when that in most of the soliloquies, he is arguing with himself. It's almost as if there were two sides of him trying to deal with a problem, which is why he has such a hard time getting to answers, getting to solutions. This was my idea. And that was sort of spinning around in my brain when I directed a student version of it. And the actor that I cast as Hamlet, which was the best actor among the student group, he said, I have too much homework. I can't. This is a college production. He said, I can't do all these lines. And suddenly I went, wait a minute. I've had this idea about two Hamlets arguing with themselves in the soliloquies. Why don't we cast two actors? And I tried it, and they both loved it. And the rest of the cast loved it, and it kind of worked. And I fine-tuned a couple of things which weren't working so well, and it really worked. And audience members said to me, I finally understand the soliloquies now. There's certain scenes that are confusing, obviously, because you have two human beings on stage and you have one person talking to them, and that gets a little confusing. But for the most part, it worked. And since then, I've been like trying to push it to theaters and developing it and fine-tuning it and trying to make it better. That's where it came from. And then as I've been working on it over the years, I thought of if we cast a certain actor to play the whole thing versus casting a different actor to play the whole thing, we're going to get two different Hamlets with the same words, because they bring different sensibilities and different approaches and different artistry to the role. So having two different actors play it at the same time sort of creates these two different Hamlets in argument with each other. And that, by the way, they're not always in opposition. They're, especially in this scene, they're not in opposition. They're just taking different approaches to how to deliver the message that they're trying to deliver. Does that make sense? Or did that sound weird? I have had a lot of cocaine today, so it could have been weird. Max, I don't do cocaine. That's a joke.
I figured, but I'm glad you clarified because I wouldn't want to assume.
Not since I used to hang out with Kathleen a lot. I haven't done cocaine.
Swinging, we were swinging.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel free to say that sounds weird.
That sounds great. It's a little different than I had what I had thought you were going to say, maybe, because I've been since I finally got onto the fact that you were not using two different Hamlets and one Gertrude, but two Hamlets in the same scene. Once I put it together, I was a little slow, but that looking at duality in this play is quite fascinating. And the question to me came to me today that, when I'm having an argument, when I am indecisive, or I'm holding a problem that I don't quite have the answer to, and the physical experience I have of holding two opposing thoughts at the same time and having that argument with myself, I asked myself, well, what do I want when I do that? And so then I thought, oh, that would be a great question for Paul and the two Hamlets is to try to figure out during our process, what does each side of him want? The answer that I came up for myself was a conclusion, a unity, in a world that is so binary, in a world that is so split including his world, of course, in the play, but our world. The need to unify, the need to come to peace, to rest, to sleep, it is powerful. So that those questions just came up for me while I was working today and yesterday on this, and thought, well, if I'm ever on a desert island, this is the play. This is the one thing that I'm going to take with me, because
You know, Kathleen, recently I've been dealing with an issue, and I realized that not only do I have two opposing viewpoints on the issue, but I have two very different emotional reactions based on whichever viewpoint it is, which is fascinating.
it really is.
And I would say my initial answer to what do the Hamlets want, and guys, this is not a direction. This is just off the top of my head. I think the two Hamlets want, no, I think I'm wrong. I was going to say they want the same thing. They just have different approaches to getting it. But I might be wrong about that. I might be wrong about that. We'll see. We'll see as we dig in.
Yeah, are they, what I wrote was, sorry to keep speaking, but is there a goal to find consensus
That's a
between,
fascinating question for us to take forward. As we
yeah,
go.
and is it to unify? Is it to obliterate the duality in the world as Hamlet is experiencing it? Or where in 3-4 do the dualities try to convince, correct, or challenge the other one?
Fascinating questions.
Yeah.
Let us keep those in mind when we get to it. I'm so tempted to answer right now, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just,
Find it.
yeah, it feels like a process. Yeah. I would love to know.
I should also point out the Hamlets are one person. So when one is speaking, they're very aware that they're speaking on behalf of the whole.
Mhm.
There's not a lead Hamlet and a subsidiary supportive Hamlet. They are both Hamlet,
Mhm.
just taking different approaches. Different parts of his personality are coming out.
Mhm.
Other thoughts? Or do we want to jump in? What do we want to do?
I don't know if I missed something in the preparation information, but am I the reason side of Hamlet, the logical side? I wasn't sure which one I was.
Let's have a conversation about that. Whenever I try to describe it, I say that one is more impulsive, more direct, more passionate, and the other one is more passive, more reflective, introspective. I have never used the word logical, and I don't think that applies. What do you guys think, Max and Charlotte?
I mean, I've been talking before. I'd like to hear what Charlotte has to say, if you don't mind.
I don't think it's a logic thing, but I could be wrong. I want to know what you guys think.
Well, the conversation around duality made me think of like whether or not they want two different things or the same thing. And what I'm of the opinion of at the moment is that they maybe want two very different things. And that's what's caused this split in the essence of Hamlet. And like, I think one might want resolution and peace and order and justice, because in the face of this injustice and this confusion, there's I think, an instinct to try to pursue peace and like right the wrongs of the world. And then the other, in my, like looking for my own place in it, wondering if the other side of Hamlet is seeking like when you just want to tear the world down and light everything on fire, and like if the world's chaos, then I will be chaos. And that's kind of the essence of what I'm thinking.
I think that's closer to it. I think one of them will overthink something and the other one will just get right to the point. One of them will say, I would like to have a conversation with you about how unkind you were to me. And the other one will say, fuck you. I'm pissed off. Charlotte, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the fact that they're so opposite and yet in the same body creates the tension of not apathy, inertia.
Yes.
Right. The crux of the play is that he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. He never does it until, it's sort of forced on him. And so that inertia is the sort of the eye of the storm. And so he spends this entire time fighting as much with himself as with everybody around him. And I think there are moments where they come together and there's that like calming piece of like, and now we found a way forward. Nope, fuck, we didn't. Oh God, okay, go back, and so the madness question, I don't know how to answer because mad people never think they're mad.
Correct.
So if he wouldn't think he's mad, but of course this behavior might exhibit, as they all see, right? As they all think, outward show that he is. I do like the idea sometimes that if they just found consensus, it would be the peace that he's seeking. And so I do think there is a rational, even because I'm the passionate one here, right? I do think there's that need, but it gets overridden constantly by the driving force. So
overridden, DD, not written, TT.
Yes, overridden.
Gotcha. I want to say something else. The two Hamlets are not always this far apart. Sometimes they're here. Oftentimes when they're talking to their mother on the bed, trying to convince her of what she's done, they're like here. But they still speak differently. Same words, they just speak differently. And sometimes they're here, and sometimes they're here.
Exercise half the time. It's tactic. It's a tactic exercise half the time. Which tactics can we get what we want?
Yes, exactly.
Which is a theme that's reiterated in the play, and oft times what garb or what visage you put on, as opposed to what else is happening. It's referenced so many times. Is what's the real and what's the fake, or what's the I wonder, does he regard his own duality as false? Because he calls false to the different faces of Ophelia. He calls false to his mother. He names false his uncle. So is he existentially, and in this scene, as you in your mind, is he an actual version of the falseness maybe that he sees in the world? Has that driven him apart from himself?
And if so, or if not, how does his antic disposition fit into the answer to that question?
Right.
Oh, love this shit. I love it. Cassie, any thoughts? Or do you want to dig in?
I'm just ending what all you were saying big time. I think something that I'm curious about as we explore is to make sure that both of our Hamlets still feel like they have the full scope of their own emotions to play with, and that we don't feel like we're boxing people into like certain emotional colors of like, you only get blue and you only get red. I wonder when the more reflective Hamlet is fiery, and when the more direct Hamlet is a little bit, I don't know, has more of an introspective quality. And I'm excited to explore those colors in between all of this duality that we have.
See what I mean about how you all are smarter than me? That's what this meant when I said they're not always here. Sometimes they're here. The fiery one can be calm sometimes, and the reflective one can be passionate sometimes. We'll find it. It's exactly it.
The yin and yang both
There you go.
contain the other.
I want to make two slight little adjustments. Everyone, look at your scripts, please. In the Claudius's praying part, 3-3 line, my line 96. Is that right? Yeah. I have it. Currently, I have Charlotte saying, or the incestuous pleasure of his bed, a game, a swearing, and then Max coming in. Let us give Max that whole line 96. So Charlotte says, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, and Max says, at game, a swearing, or about some act, blah, blah, blah. Cool?
Wait, say that one more time. Sorry.
The line 96 that starts with at game, a swearing.
Yep.
In
Just
the
move
folio?
the M for Max to the front of that line.
Okay.
So Charlotte says incestuous pleasure of his bed, and then Max says at game, a swearing, all the way down to when Charlotte says, and that his soul may be as damned.
I wonder if I'm looking at a different script, because my line 96 does not say that.
Are you looking at the ones with the C's and the M's?
Yes.
The not
3-3. I'm sorry, look at 3-3, where the Claudius is praying. The top, first page.
It's the very first page.
Oh, first page. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So M comes in at the top of that line?
Yeah, at game, a swearing.
Okay.
And in 3-4, line 41, let us give, what did I want to do here? Let us give Charlotte that whole line. Leave wringing of your hands, peace sit you down and let me wring your heart, for so I shall. Wait, am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. Let's give Charlotte, leave wringing of your hands, peace sit you down. And then Max says, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall. And we continue as in Mark.
Thank you.
By the way,
And Charlotte picks up if damned custom.
right, correct. By the way, all of these are up for debate and change. We can stop and you can say, well, I don't think I would say this line. Can I say this line? That's fine. We can have a conversation about it. Shall we read? Shall we? I'll do Claudius and Polonius. Everybody good? And we can stay on camera. Oh, the final week, there is an audience. I've seen times when it's only been 2 or 3 people, and I've seen times it's been 9 people. But it's not, Nathan's listening right now, and he's yelling right now. He's saying, don't tell him it's a performance, Paul. Don't tell him it's a performance. It's not a performance. But as a director, I'm going to sort of lean toward, let's tidy it up and let's make it sort of, I'm not going to say the P word, but let's make it ready for people who are watching. I'll just say that. Okay, here we go. Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Pat? Now he is a praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so am I revenged?
That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do this same villain send to heaven? Why, this is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad, blown as flush as May.
How his audit stands with who knows save heaven.
But in our circumstance and course of thought 'tis heavy with him. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul, when he is fit and seasoned for his passage?
No.
No. Up sword, and know thou a more horrid hent.
When he is drunk, asleep.
Or in his rage.
That's you, Charlotte.
Is that?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, that was a weird thing. Or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed.
That game, a swearing, or about some act thou hast no relish of salvation in it. Then trip him that his heels may kick at heaven.
And that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes.
My mother stays.
This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
I'll warrant you fear me not. Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Oh, go, you answer with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife.
And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help! Ho!
What ho? Help!
I'm now a rat! Dead for a ducat! Dead!
Oh, I am slain.
Oh, me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
What bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed.
Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, it was my word.
Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy in some danger.
Leave wringing of your hands. Peace, sit you down.
And let me wring your heart, for so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff.
If damned custom have not brazed it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite.
Takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there. Makes marriage vows as false as dicer's oaths.
Oh, such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words.
Heaven's face doth glow with tristful visage, as against the doom is thought sick at the act.
Ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look here upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls the front of Jove himself.
And I, like Mars, to threaten or command, a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill.
A combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband!
Now, what follows? Here is your husband. Like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Ha! Have you eyes?
You cannot call it love.
For at your age, the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this?
Sense, sure you have, else could you not have motion. But sure that sense is a perplexed, for madness would not err. nor sense to ecstasy was never so thralled, but is reserved of some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference.
What devil was it that thus hath cozened you at hoodman blind? Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but a sickly part of one true sense could not so mope.
Oh, shame, where is thy blush?
Ugly as hell. If thou canst mutiny in a matron's bones to flaming youth, let virtue be as wax and melt in her own fire.
Proclaim no shame, when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, since frost itself as actively doth burn, and reason panders will.
O Hamlet, speak to me no more. Thou turn'st mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their tinct.
Hey, to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love off of the nasty sty.
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter in my ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain. A slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent, lord. A vice of kings. A cut purse of the empire and the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches!
Save me, and hover over me with your wings. You heavenly guards, what would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do you not come your TARDIS to chide that? Lapsed in time and passion, let's go by the important acting of your dread command.
Oh, say!
Do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest bodies, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is't with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporal air do hold discourse? Forth at your eyes your spirits wildly peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm your bedded hair, like life in excrements, start up and stand on end. Oh, gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him! Look you how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones, would make them capable.
Do not look upon me. Lest with this piteous action you convert stern effects. Then what have I to do with will want true color? Tears, perchance, for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all. Yet all that is I see.
Nor did you nothing hear?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you there. Look how it steals away. My father in his habit as he lived.
Look where he goes even now, out at the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy. And my pulse yours doth temperately keep time and makes as healthful music.
It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I the matter will reward. Which madness would gamble from? Mother, for love of grace, lay not that flattering unction to your soul. That is not your trespass, but my madness speaks.
Well, but skin and film. the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption mining all within infects, unseen.
Confess yourself to heaven.
Repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Forgive me this, my virtue. For in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon, beg. Yea, curb and woo for leave to do him good.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half.
Good night.
But go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not.
Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. The next more easy, for use almost can change the stamp of nature.
And either hold the devil or throw him out with wondrous potency.
Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you.
For this same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister.
I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. This bad begins, and worse remains behind.
One word more, good
What
lady.
shall I do? What shall I do?
Not this. No means that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him for a pair of reachy kisses or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers make you to ravel all this matter out. That I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft. 'Twere good you let him know.
For who that's but a queen, fair, sober, wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a gib, such dear concernings hide? Who would do so?
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that.
Alack, I had forgot.
Letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work, for 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard. And it shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. 'Tis most sweet when in one line two crafts directly meet.
This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night indeed. This counselor is now most stiff, most secret, and most grave.
Who was in life a foolish prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you.
Good night, mother.
I mean, it's let's go to opening. That's wonderful. Initial thoughts, reactions?
In the conversation earlier about unity and divergence, I found it interesting when there were long chunks that Charlotte was saying, because I felt a sense of kinship in my silence, in stepping back and letting those words be said. So it's interesting to note that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed there were moments where my Hamlet was losing the plot a little. And the grief of the father was much more potent than I realized. And Max's Hamlet helped sort of salve
Mhm.
That where it's like, I can't, I'm gonna go off the deep end, and your Hamlet would come in and be like, and it was the foothold that my Hamlet needed. Which
Which
really
is what happens to all of us, doesn't it? When
Yeah.
we're
Mhm.
dealing with emotional things. That one voice will say, I probably shouldn't say that out loud. And if that voice is not there, then we do say stuff out loud. And then we lose control of it and we go, oh shit, I'm going down this road. And the other voice has to step in and pull it back. And fascinating stuff.
I wonder in colleagueship of what the two just said, that it also might take a minute for the audience's ear to land. So this is not contemporary language, or not quotidian language, I should say. And the going back and forth quickly, too quickly, may disable the audience in a way that is maybe not welcomed. Maybe they need to follow a thought through more, and maybe the actors do, but I don't know about their experience. I'm just thinking about my own.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, especially in this format.
Hmm.
And I'll discuss with Nathan how to address that, if at all. But that's a very good point. On stage, it was easier because the play starts. The first time we meet Hamlet is with To Be or Not to Be. And Hamlet's alone on stage and everyone knows the speech and it's just the two of them and everyone gets it pretty quickly. Oh, two people are playing the same role. But in this format, starting with this scene, it might not be so clear. So thank you for pointing that out. Other thoughts? Anything jump out at you, Cassie? A couple words jumped out at me, but anything for you? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get to them. We don't have to like deal with every single one now, but if there anything that was really alarming to you.
Nothing alarming, but I think much as Kathleen just pointed out, kind of the nuances of having two actors play on the same role. I think the only moment where I, as someone listening to the scene, and I really was trying to like be following along, but also just experiencing the energy in the room, the only time I was uncertain was when the ghost appeared, because Charlotte's Hamlet at that moment is on like kind of a roll, and then all of a sudden that rhythm changed and Max picked up, and in my brain I was like, oh, did Charlotte's Hamlet also see the ghost? So I wonder how, in telling this story, it's clear that everyone knows and that Charlotte's Hamlet has encountered that, because it's not an acting beat that exists in this particular text. Feels like something we have to invent for ourselves, because the discovery of that are the words that Max is speaking.
And
Mhm.
and in this format, we're not doing staging. So like,
Yeah.
in a theater, the audience would see the ghost.
Exactly.
Right.
But
So I think
Yeah.
that was the only moment that my brain was like, huh, that feels like something to figure out,
yes.
or to
Right.
make some choices around. But I enjoyed the conversation between the two Hamlets a lot.
Yes, Max.
Oh, just to add to the topic of like when the ghost entered, I noted that when that moment came, I jumped very quickly onto Charlotte's line, tagging a King of Shreds and Patches, and I like tried to do it as if I was cutting my other half off and like focus, and kind of like drawing their attention to the ghost and doing that part like quickly. And I didn't know if like
I got that sense. There were a couple of moments where we were symbiotic,
mhm,
like we're together, and then there were moments of like, focus, bring back, come back, or look over here, and that was one of I got that. So thank you for that. But I don't know how to make a audience who can't see the script or the
mhm.
ghost.
And I don't know that there is anything to do about it. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think even I'm directing for any change to happen, but rather articulating that it struck me, oh, there's a moment where we've created a problem for ourselves that doesn't exist in the play. But I thought the energy exchange between the two Hamlets was really fun. And I loved the moments where you were hot on each other's tails, and then the moments where there was space in between. It felt very natural. I'm with Paul. An audience could watch this like at 9 p.m. and they would see something interesting, let alone with the many hours we have to dissect it. It's very exciting.
Question comes up for me is there a time when both of the Hamlets share a line or a thought?
I have thought about that endlessly for years, and I keep coming back to no. The only one that they share, they don't actually say it together, but they share is, and am I then revenged to send him to heaven, blah, blah, blah. And it is Max's Hamlet trying to get Charlotte's Hamlet to hand him the sword. Am I then revenged if I do this? And she reluctantly goes, no. And he says no. It's really only one no that's written. But I took a little liberty there. And he says no, takes it from her and goes, up sword, and know thou more hard hent.
And then I also see there's a on him, where one Hamlet echoes the other.
Yes. Now, actually, both of those are written. And you all can stumble over each other with those two and play them any way you want.
Yeah, it's another trick of Zoom, though, is that two people speaking at the same time will blitz out speakers. So
yeah. By the way, Charlotte, your sound went out a little bit in the middle of it. I don't know why.
Well, there might be a storm outside. I don't know.
Yes. Three of us, but I don't know what I don't know what's going on the West Coast. And Kathleen, I don't know what's going on in New York, but we're having a bit of a rainstorm right now.
We are.
Before I came on, the power went out for like 3 to 5 minutes in my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
What was I going to say? Yes, speaking over each other doesn't work on Zoom. That is absolutely correct.
There's a setting for that.
Well, I'm not even going to worry about it.
Okay.
And I'm going to come up with a way to help with the ghost thing. Maybe we do a sound effect if Nathan will allow me to do that. Or maybe you both gasp. Because I thought of, if you turn and look, now you're not looking at your script and you might get lost and we slow down, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I was thinking of a different approach I could give to that cutoff. Might give a different energy to the beat change.
Okay, when we get back to it, we'll try it, sure. I could do a Vincent Price impersonation, which would make it obvious that there's a ghost. No, I'm kidding.
We all request that now.
So let's talk about this opening soliloquy. I love it. We have concerns about length, so we may not do it on the last week. But I just timed what we just read was 14 minutes. So I might speak to Nathan and negotiate with him to see if we can leave it in, if you all want to. And by saying that in a format where you can hear me, I've begun the negotiation. But I wanted to ask the two of you, Hamlets, do you need that as a springboard into 3/4? Do you like the Claudius bit to help set the mood, as it were, set the conceit, the convention of the two Hamlets?
right now I'm agnostic, but it would be interesting to note whether, Kathleen, your concern, which is real, the concept, we get a bit of time to get it. And would that be much more jarring if we just start with, I warrant you, fear me not? You know, I don't know the answer to that. I think as an actor, yeah, we always want more words to say. So
that was one of the reasons I put it in, was to give the listeners a chance to figure out, oh, it's one Hamlet by two people. I also like it to help us slide into 3/4 just coming out of almost killing Claudius and deciding not to, and taking that fucking frustration with us into our mother's chamber.
Right, because like I was reading today, like there's no evidence that Gertrude knows that her first husband was murdered. There's like no evidence of it.
No.
She doesn't know. So for him to walk in there and have these fucking assumptions and this anger and this bile, is of course she's blindsided, you know? And so this lays that groundwork of like convincing yourself that Gertrude knows when it's not fair. She doesn't.
But it makes sense that Hamlet would convince himself.
Well, exactly. That's exactly right. But yeah, it's not fair to her that he walks in there and has convinced himself so much that now he's blaming her for it, you know.
And his first line or second line is not yet blaming her or accusing her of knowing about the murder, but is saying, by marrying his brother, you have offended him.
Right.
And offended me.
Right.
By extension. So that sort of anger is justified and that sort of blame is justified. But later on, there is a sense that Hamlet thinks that she knows.
Yeah, I mean, the easy offense to pin is the marriage, right? Because everybody saw it. It was so public. It was so over the top. But
so
then
quick.
Yeah, and so quick. But the scaffolding that Hamlet's built around it is that she must have known.
Yeah, she must, or was she a part of it? Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think what Gertrude is dealing with from the top of the play till now is handling the understandable, I think from her point of view, understandable anger that her son feels toward her, and the acting out is inappropriate. And that's what she's addressing at the beginning here, is acting out inappropriately in court. Yes, it has been or hasty. It has been an or hasty marriage. I think she's not a Lady Macbeth. I don't think she plots and plans. I think she's in lust with her brother-in-law, and there are many reasons why that could be. I think what he calls to mind here for her is regret that he feels so badly. And when she says to kill a king, I think that's, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
I think that's an easily justifiable take, Kathleen. And there are several takes that are available.
Yeah, I'd be willing to explore anything you think, Paul.
One that I have thought of is it's possible, I'm not prescribing, I'm just saying it's possible that she follows the rules of custom, and her husband is dead. She is a queen.
Yep.
What else is she going to do?
Correct.
This man now wants to be king, so I must marry this man.
Plus,
and continue my duties as a queen. And now he is my son's father because he's the king.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to follow the rules.
Yeah. And should Hamlet be the successor? And I don't, we can probably talk about, I guess it is the brother that takes the crown, but Hamlet is not a warmonger in any sense of the word, and getting him out of the way, I think she would support getting him off to Wittenberg or wherever as soon as possible. There's
because of the impending conflict coming to the country.
There are affairs of state to deal with, and I have to go back and really study how much they are aware of how close Fortinbras is, but I think it's a foregone conclusion from the beginning, right? That he's on his way, or yeah. And he should be King Hamlet's son, because this boy grew up thinking his father was cool beans, and he had no ability to follow in his footsteps. He's a philosopher. He's sensitive, and I think he might be a little bit of a mother's boy, because of perhaps the father being away, doing war for so long. They were together.
Could be. Who knows why? Cassie, you came off mute. Did you want to add to that?
Oh, no, I think you had cut to me at some point in the conversation and then we had veered away. I yes and all of that. I think I identify Hamlet as a mama's boy. I also was really struck by the ways that the in this particular telling of the story, it's Charlotte's Hamlet that is kind of laying into Gertrude's decision to remarry and talking about some of that like the more sexual aspects of that. And it just hits differently, like femme to femme, in a way that I was intrigued by. Again, anytime we do these things, new elements of this rich text are hitting me. So I was delighted by just the new stories that is telling.
Go ahead, Max.
Oh, and just to piggyback off of what Kathleen said about the closeness between Hamlet and Gertrude, listening to what you were saying, it almost intensified the background behind the feelings of betrayal, where it's like Hamlet has such high views of his father that were probably instilled in him by Gertrude when the king was away and when they were together, and like Hamlet might ask like, oh, what's father doing? And you'd tell me about these grand deeds that he's done and all the people he's helping, and that like the reason why I look up to him so much is that I thought we were doing that together. Like, and then for you to turn around and leave me alone with these memories of grief, and just like that was intensified by your description of that previous bond.
And I apologize for referring to Hamlet as a him, because it's not a, it's not gendered, but I'm very interested to pursue and understand what it is, working with a female Hamlet and a male Hamlet. Although for this iteration, Paul, it doesn't seem like necessarily that's what we're focused on. The female side and the male side of them. No,
but I was I should have brought it up when we were talking about why I had this idea in the first place. And maybe we can quickly just discuss it now. I thought it was important to have female energy and male energy. And I thought, because inside of us, all of us humans, there is female energy and male energy. In some of us, they measure at different degrees, but they exist in all of us. And I thought it was important not to invite criticism of stereotyping if the male energy was the more aggressive one and the female energy was the more passive. If the male energy was the ego and the female energy was the insecurity. I thought that was important to have the female one be the more passionate, more direct one, so that we would get away from those questions of stereotyping. But it doesn't have to be. What do you all think? First of all, do you agree that it should be some female energy and some male energy if we're going to split the Hamlets? Do we agree on that?
I like that choice, personally.
The women in this play are not full of male energy. That Gertrude and Ophelia are both followers. They do not pick up the mantle in and of themselves to make a decision. They are followers, and perhaps that is partly why this split is happening here, and that could be very interesting to see a very dominant, for lack of a better word, female energy,
which would add to the frustration of not being able to achieve the goal. That would just ramp up the passionate Hamlet's frustration, being like, I'm still can't get it done. Yeah, I tend not to think of them as gendered in a way, maybe because I don't tend to think of myself very gendered, but all the time. but yeah, so I agree with the concept. I just don't know if I agree with the words, but it doesn't really matter if that's what the common definition is. I think the two of these Hamlets ride this spectrum and find themselves at different parts of it throughout the scene. And yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go from top. I'm going to invite you for us to work on the 3-3 soliloquy. We may not do it when we're doing it on week 4, but let's work on it. I would say, maybe I only need to say this to launch us into it, that Charlotte, your Hamlet could be more opportunistic. Like you were walking by and you saw him and you went, holy shit, here's a chance. And you grab the dagger from wherever it is, or the sword, or whatever it is. And you go at it like you're actually going to do it. Like you're really going to do it. And I would say, Max, try using the word that would be scanned. Try using the word that to say, wait. When this is a very difficult transition, if you're going to use the word that to stop her from driving the thing into his neck, because what you're saying is, people, if you do that, people are going to say this is what it is. So that whole thought has to come out sort of connected. And let's have a conversation about it if you guys disagree. I don't think it's that would be scanned, end of idea. Many people I've seen play it different ways, and I think it is that people will interpret that to mean that this guy killed my dad, and I, his heir, have now done this. I think it's a one idea. Does anybody have a different thought? Because I've seen it played where people go, that would be scanned, and then go on to the next idea.
The problem is the colon. The problem is the colon, because in the right, the colon is
fuck the colon.
Stop. It's a stop or it's a new idea, depending if you're using folio thinking, right? So
well, the colon could mean as such. That would be scanned.
Exactly. Yeah, in our modern sense, it could. So that's my question: is what is the purpose of the colon?
I interpret it to mean as follows.
Okay. Yeah, that would help keep the idea going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard good arguments for that would be scanned, end of idea. Now let me give you some backup data to that idea.
Right. Because wait, actually, I'm in the folio now, which I know you didn't totally use it, and it's a comma after scanned. So that's fun. So yeah, just to be punctuation nerd.
And Cassie has an Arden and I have an Oxford. Let's see. And by the way, I don't think he would mind me calling out his name. Charlotte, you know Gideon. Max, I don't know if you've worked with Gideon.
I don't believe so.
Is one of the foremost experts on Shakespeare, and especially this play. He just published his edition of this play. And he says the folio is not really all that reliable. He prefers the second quarto.
Well, these Arden editors seem to be having quite an argument against this.
Yep. Do you have this one?
Editor.
Kathleen, do you have that one?
I have this one, and these
Oh,
two
you have
editors.
Arden, sorry, not Oxford.
Yeah, these two editors have a lot of argument with the 1982 editor, and I don't know that I believe.
Yeah, and that's the one Cassie has as well.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. I have an argument with these two.
Is that the one, Cassie? The one with two
Is this the newest one? I don't know.
I have the third edition.
What edition is that, Kathleen?
Revised edition. Shit, I don't know. Third
So
series.
in the Oxford, which is very folio based, it is a period. That would be scanned, period.
I have commas and I have colons. I haven't seen a period yet, but I have 6 different versions of Hamlet that I could look at.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
which folio do you have?
I have the
This one's 2016, I think.
pause one.
Ooh, nice. I just got nerdiest gift ever for Christmas. The new like 400th anniversary edition of the folio. They did a reprint and I got one for Christmas.
Nice.
Oh my God, I'm
Of the
so
complete works or of Hamlet?
Complete works, right, Cassie?
It's the folio. It's the
The whole thing.
the folio. Like they reprinted it for the 400th anniversary in like beautiful and big. It's over on my bookshelf. It's fabulous.
Well, Damon and our collection, we have about 6 complete works, and then just Hamlet alone, I think we have 6 or 8 different. I think it's insane. So I could find you every punctuation to justify this choice, but depends on, it's just really what you want.
Well, I'm willing to give in, but that would be interpreted as follows. This guy killed my dad, and then I turned around and killed him and sent him to heaven.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that there is an argument. Yeah, there's an argument there, and now I'll do it. Yeah, but if I do it, and so he goes to heaven, you know.
And also, Max,
Why
I mean,
would
we're not on stage, and you don't have the script out of your hand, but if it could be, while she is saying this, I'm going to do it, you start to process, holy shit, but wait a minute, if you do that, this might happen, wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then one other little piece of direction. I think you're trying to convince her when you're saying things like, this is not revenge. He took my father grossly. All his crimes were broad blown. And I think this may not work, but I think, Charlotte, you're saying, yeah, exactly. He killed my father when he did not get a chance to repent. So how heaven views him right now, who fucking knows?
Right.
You're sort of arguing. So let me do it. I think that may not work, but I think. Cassie, do we want to talk about what in our circumstance and course of thought means?
You're welcome to if you like.
Would you like to talk?
Yeah, I'm yes-anding.
As we go through, we should also be picking out words that we just need to nail down what they mean and phrases. But in our circumstance and course of thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have some notes on it, but
Yes. Paul, I think I'm unclear of what you're asking.
what does that mean? And I think it means from where we stand
Mm-hmm.
and from our understanding
Mm-hmm.
of how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Our father
Mm-hmm.
took all his crimes with him.
Mm-hmm.
They sit heavy with him because he didn't get a chance to repent.
Upon him, my father. Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
So C Hamlet is saying, yeah, we don't know how his audit stands at the pearly gates. And
Mhm.
M Hamlet is saying, true, but based on what we know, it's heavy with him.
Yes.
To the best of our belief.
To the best of our belief.
Yeah, to the best of our belief, this is what happened.
Right.
Mhm.
So let's not take a chance, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because that's the common thinking, that if you repent before you die, then you have a clean slate.
Right. And the baseline, the underpinning of that point you're making is he may not be getting into heaven because he was killed without repentance, without praying.
And he's got the
If
proof.
we kill this guy now, he's going to go to heaven. That's not revenge.
And Hamlet's got the very real proof of, you've got a ghost walking around. That seems to me like a not welcoming into heaven kind of guy. You know?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be right.
Like that's part of our circumstance is there's a ghost.
Yes.
It's not looking good for him.
So when you're trying to convince her, Max, I think that's what you mean. You are right. We don't know how it stands, but based on what we know, it's probably not good.
Right.
And then the upsword and know thou a more horrid hint, so that Max stops the sword but doesn't remove it, right?
Up swords means put it up, put
Put
it
it up.
away.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't mean hold up. It means put up. It means sheath it.
correct. So I'm just saying that Max stops the sword being, but then
Yes.
it doesn't.
If we were
act-
staging it, he would be putting it back in its holster, in its
Yeah.
sheath, as he's saying that line.
Yeah,
Up sword. And let's come back when it's a better time to kill him.
yeah. Mhm.
I really love the repetition of no. Paul, I think that is such a clever use of both of the Hamlets. And I enjoy too, we have no as in no, don't do it. And then right after no as in to understand something, which just
Mhm.
feels like fun playing with those wide vowels in a way that's very juicy.
Line 95 seems to set the stage for what Hamlet says to Gertrude. Take him to bed and, you know.
Mhm. Absolutely. I think on that first no, Charlotte, I think you're relenting. He's saying, so do we really want to do
I'm
this?
answering the question, aren't I?
Yes, but you're giving in. You're realizing that he's right.
Yeah.
Are,
Yeah.
are we really going to go through with this? And you're saying,
No.
oh, I guess not. Fine. And you know that last line, Charlotte, is to Claudius.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He says,
The physical
my mother
prolongs their
stays.
sickly days. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, motherfucker,
Yeah,
you're
like,
lucky.
wait up, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's rock it.
Subtext, right?
Paul, I have one quick question. So it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
kind of weird that the next scene starts with "I'll warrant you, fear me not,"
Tell me why.
because she's responding to something that Polonius has just said.
Should we put a line back in?
I'm wondering. It's a question. Even if that line is cut shorter, if for time, it will come straight. Look, you lay home to him.
Okay. Cassie, I want you paying attention to the scene. I was going to say while we're doing the 3-3, if you could figure out a way to squeeze that line in there, but I want you paying attention here too, so we can all do it together.
I mean, is there something to adding the mother from off stage again?
Instead of Polonius's line?
Well, yeah, but because I always read that I'll warrant you as an in media res. So if there's mother, and then we quick cut to Gertrude going, oh shit, he's coming, that might justify that. But that's just a thought I'm throwing out.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought.
Or do are we doing any business with having a Polonius? Paul, is that a role that you were planning to be reading throughout?
Yeah, either me or Nathan, one of us.
So I think there's a world where rather than having a scene change, so to speak, this physic but prolongs thy sickly days, and then the queen comes in with Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended, unless we feel it's important to set up all of the other like Polonius behind the heiress kind of details.
Oh, that's right, because we never say it, do we?
Mm-hmm.
And we've never done stage directions in these readings, have we, Charlotte? Have you ever
We
done
did
stage
a
directions?
Trouble at the Lighthouse. We had a couple.
I don't know that play. The one you just mentioned, Trouble at the Lighthouse?
It was the Virginia Woolf. It was an adaptation of the novel. It was really thorny. I did it 2 of these ago, for me at least. It was very interesting. It was an adaptation by the director.
Oh.
But yeah, we did have some stage directions read in that. So
I have a quick
Adaptations.
suggestion that if the former scene is ended, and 3-4 begins with a will come straight. I'll silence me even here, pray you be round. I'll warrant you fear me not. Mother, 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 withdraw, I hear him coming.
I think the fact that you say withdraw is enough to know that he is hiding, and maybe we can read a stage direction or two, but I think I prefer he will come straight, look you lay home to him.
Okay. I'll warrant you, fear me not.
Yeah.
Pray, and then pray you be round. I'll warrant you, fear me not. I don't know if you want to scan it properly.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole rehearsal on scansion because this scene will take it. We'll need it.
We'll come straight.
Let me look at that later. Let me look at that later.
Pray you be round. I'll
But
warrant you.
that's a good point that it might help us to jump into the next scene.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be on camera. I just wanted to do the Polonius and Claudius and the ghost stuff off camera. We'll see. We'll work it out. Let's do this little bit.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I have a line. Sorry, here I come. Bow stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Do it. Now he is a praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven, and so am I revenged.
That would be scant. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do this same villain send to heaven. Why, this is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad, blown as flush as May.
Oh, his audit stands, who knows, save heaven.
But in our countenance, but in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul? When he is fit and seasoned for his passage?
No.
No. Upsword, and know thou a more horrid hint.
When he is drunk, asleep,
Or in his rage,
or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed.
at game, a swearing or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then trip him that his heels may kick at heaven.
And that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes.
My mother stays.
This physic that prolongs thy sickly days.
I'll warrant you, fear me not.
No, hold. That's yes. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
It felt good.
Ah! Couldn't we find jobs where we just like read Shakespeare all day long?
We'd have to live in a different country, I'm afraid.
Sweden?
Where they give a shit about the arts? Yeah.
Denmark.
Charlotte's probably heard me say this before. I worked with a Norwegian company once that came over here to do a play at off Broadway at 59 East 59. And they said to us, "You put up a play in 4 weeks?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, sometimes 3. Why? How long does it take you?" They say, "Well, first of all, we workshop it for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then we rehearse for 6 weeks. And then we run for 2 or 3 months." I'm like, "What?" Because it's all government subsidized and they get paid by the government. Great.
It's now standard for 3 weeks. All the big theaters cut a week out. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a musical, right? Then you get an extra week.
Not even then. No
No.
way.
Oh, boy.
Then you have your non-union performers come in a week early to learn the choreography.
Right.
Mm.
So we save some money there, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts? Do we need to do that again? I mean, I think we've nailed that. Yes?
That felt good.
It was really clear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you both. That was very, very clear. Oh, I keep forgetting Claudius has a ending line. No, he doesn't. I cut it. Oh, that's right.
Where he's like,
No, it's that my thoughts fly up, my words remain below.
Yeah.
right.
Words without
Could've
thoughts
done
never
it.
to heaven go.
Could have fucking done it right there. Didn't.
Mm-hmm. It's like your prayers are hollow.
In my production, by the way, that is a little bit long to get to intermission, but that's intermission. The one Hamlet is like this, and now I'll do it, and now my revenge, blackout.
The last production I did, we did it the intermission there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, you go back to that point, and then he
Yep.
catches.
Yep.
It's a long way to go to get to intermission, but it's so worth it.
Well, it depends on the cut, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
It always depends on the cut.
Always depends on the cut. Okay, now let's talk about the start of 3/4. Let me try. He will come straight, look you lay home to him.
Okay.
Oh, can I ask a quick question of Cassie?
You absolutely can.
When we're like listing off bad things that he can do for us to kill him, when I'm saying at game, does that mean like when he's hunting or?
Let me look that up for you. I will scurry away and do some research while you all are reading. Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
See,
Paul, is it worth it to say, he will come straight, look you lay home to him, pray you be round? He's pretty insistent there.
well, let me just say something here, and then I'm going to come to that. See, I shouldn't speak because Cassie's going to find the answer, but I thought it was like when he's playing
He's being
dice,
cards. Yeah.
cards, right?
Mm.
And which is why he is a swearing, because he's playing cards with his friends. But Cassie will find it. Yeah, how about this, Kathleen?
Mm.
Forget he will come straight, lay you lay hold to him. Look you lay home to him. How about this as an option? Pray you be round with him, mother, mother, mother. I warrant you, fear me not. What mother, mother, mother off stage?
I know that most of our audience will know what's coming, right? But
Most.
but just those words, pray you be round with him, I'll warrant you, fear me not, withdraw here. I don't know if, I'm not sure that starting it with pray you be round with him is enough.
Look you lay home to him. Pray you be round with him. Okay, how about this? He will come, which is what I think you said originally. So I'm coming back to your original idea. He will come straight. Pray you be round with him. I warrant you, fear me not. How about that?
Sure. I don't know if anybody's worried about scansion at all, but
I know one person's worried about scansion.
okay, so pray you be round. His Polonius's last half line, pray you be round, is finished by Queen. I'll warrant you, fear me not.
No, it's not. It's finished by Mother, Mother.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Arden, so forget what I just said. Yeah.
But he will come straight. Pray you be round with him as a full blank verse line.
Okay. All right.
You know what I need to know is, what does look you lay home to him really mean?
I think it means lay into him about how his behavior has been so abusive.
Observe him and examine.
Lay into him, really lay into him.
Let's lay that at Cassie's feet as well. Look you lay
Hopping into that, let me answer Max's question and then I can hop into what you're talking about. Max, thank you for bringing this up. It is a point of contention between quartos and folios. So I'm glad that you've asked this question. Apparently the folio implies that we're talking about two activities, gaming and swearing, gambling and swearing, but this text and the quarto, and we seem to be a little bit in favor of the quarto here in this group, talks about swearing as we are gambling, which I think is interesting. So the two are happening simultaneously rather than separately.
Yeah.
I like that better because it gives you a layer, Max, to say gambling especially because when we know that when he gambles, he swears. So that's even a better time to take him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
The sin-
swearing, you can't go to heaven if you killed while you're swearing.
Right, because it's taking the Lord's name in vain.
Correct.
And then we were talking about lay home to him,
Yeah, look, you lay home to him.
accuse or reprove him thoroughly is what I have for that.
Which is sort of similar to pray you be round with him.
Mm-hmm.
Forthright, the Arden says.
Well,
Forthright.
Polonius is known for repeating himself, so that makes sense.
Get to the point, man.
Are you putting the mothers back in? And if so, how are
I
they?
don't like it. I don't really want to, but I was just gonna do it if it would help us to launch the scene. I'm not a big fan of putting them back in. So if we can get away with he will come straight, and the back end of that line being either look you lay home to him or pray you be round with him, which I prefer, straight to I'll warrant you, fear me not, withdraw. If we can get away with that, I would prefer that. Unless you guys want the mother.
I'm fine
Then
either
if you
way.
want it, then we can split it up.
No, I'm not married to it. I'm just look.
Whatever helps.
The I'll warrant you, fear me not has weird scansion anyway. I don't think it's first. But there is no prose in this fucking play, or not in this scene. I'll warrant you, fear me not. Beat. Withdraw, I hear him coming. Beat. These are not 5 feet lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think it said, from the way I read it, with mother, I'll warrant you, fear me not, withdraw, I hear him coming. They're boom, 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 boom. It's like a tension builder.
Okay.
My Arden offers that in the second quarto, the line is wait you rather than I'll warrant you, which would make it scan.
Which would make what scan? Wait you fear me not, withdraw, I hear him coming? I don't think so.
If you pray you be round is half of a line. Pray
Yeah.
you be round gives you 4 syllables.
right.
Wait you, fear me. Wait you, fear me not. Like then we're like 1 off, which would be 9 syllables, but we're in iambic there. That gives you you're 1 short rather than several over.
Yeah, and then we still have to find a way
Well,
to make
several
withdraw.
over would mean that there's a high degree of emotionality. That
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's deal with that when we get to the scansion rehearsal. So for today, we're going to leave out the mothers. We're going to go, he will come straight, pray you be round with him. Gertrude says what she says, and we go right to now, mother, what's the matter? Let's not sweat over scansion today.
okay.
So please, Hamlets, please bring with you into your mother's chamber what you just left that last moment with, which is frustration for both of you because you had an opportunity to take him out and you realize it wasn't the right time, but you are processing that frustration in a different way. Yes, Matt.
On the topic of the transition, because we're ending on my mother stays, is that like saying mother's waiting? We'll
Yeah.
get back to our original goal?
Yes.
Okay.
You were
thank you.
on your way to her chamber when you saw him praying.
Mhm.
You
Thank
walked past the chapel and you went, oh, look at that. Look who's there.
Yeah, it's cool too because right before it's like, to hell where to he goes, my mother stays. So it gives it like an interesting double meaning.
Wow. Wow. I did not even catch that. That's brilliant.
And it kind of feeds into the mama's boy track of like, he goes to hell, but But mom stays, like we protect her somehow. Is what I read in that a little bit.
That certainly is in the overtones, for sure. But what you're saying is mom's waiting. We
Right.
gotta go.
Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, let's go. It's like, your days are numbered.
And can you please, Charlotte, when you say that last line, go, why I oughta? Can you do that?
Yeah, I was hoping I get that moment.
All right, okay, here we go. We have 25 minutes. I will read this new line from the book, and if we're gonna do it, I'll put it in. You ready, Kathleen?
Ready.
Here we go. He will come straight, pray you be round with him.
I warrant you, fear me not. Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Oh, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife.
And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help! Ho!
What ho? Help!
Now, rat! Beg for a ducat! Get it!
Oh, I am slain.
Oh me, what hast thou done? Okay, question.
Yes, ma'am. Woo! Rain is picking up.
Oh, I can hear it.
Do we want me to pick, oh me, what hast thou done, right after slain?
Well, I have it there as a shared line. So anything that I've tabbed over.
Yeah, no, I think that's good because it'll lead the, it'll put forth the action.
Yeah.
Keep the momentum. It'll set the momentum. Okay, sorry.
Because Gertrude, you don't need to hear Polonius say I am slain to know what has happened. You know who's behind the arras, and you saw Hamlet go over there and stab into
Correct, yes.
So
And
you're
he
already
does.
having that thought.
Right, and this sage direction says he kills Polonius by thrusting the rapier before, there's time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a minute. Not a minute, but there's a...
No. And I think it is far more shocking and frightening that he just killed Polonius.
Right.
Well, maybe you're hoping he's not dead.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Right.
Because it's just a bloody deed.
It's just a bloody deed. Okay, so we got that far. What's the consensus? Do we like starting the scene that way with Polonius's line?
I do. It just makes, to me, it makes sense. It makes sense for the audience more, I think, personally.
Yeah, I like it because it establishes his presence
a
little stronger.
It does scan. The way it's written in my version, which is in Oxford, is weird. But in this version, what we're reading on the screen, it does scan. I'll warrant you, fear me not, withdraw. No, it doesn't. I hear him coming now. I hear him coming now, mother. What's the matter? Yeah, that scans. Anyway, I did say we're not going to worry about scansion tonight.
Oh, may I offer a suggestion?
Yes.
Would it work if it starts with Polonius saying, "He will come straight," and then cutting to, "I'll silence me even here"?
not as well as pray you be round with him. We lose
Okay.
the instruction to her to not let him get away with any of his bullshit.
Well, that would still be following, correct?
Oh,
So
you
that would
still
still be
want to say
included?
that? Because when she says withdraw, I think that helps the audience to know, oh, he's going to hide.
Right, but right. I was just thinking leading into that because you were saying he will come straight. Oh, you're talking about look late home to him?
Yeah. No, I pray you be
Because
round with
that's
me. I'll silence me even
yeah,
here.
because if he's saying like he's coming, I'm gonna be quiet and hide here, and then you be round with him. So this is Polonius's idea.
See, I thought the operative word was round, not you. That he's saying to her, don't go easy on him. Be thorough. I thought that's what he was saying.
I feel that too, is that they're not arguing about who's going to talk to him because he's expected in my closet. He doesn't expect Polonius to be there.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not opposing that.
I think Kathleen can set with the word withdraw, she can let us know that he's going to hide. I'll silence me in here. We can get with that one word withdraw.
Okay.
We can get you should go hide, and I see that you agree with me in one word.
Cool.
Okay.
I am very cool with the beginning of this scene.
Okay.
Nothing jumps out at me. There was one. Shoot. There was one thing. Max, I think the first what's the matter? Matter is, I think, the operative word, which I don't mean, you don't need to lift it up on a pedestal, but I think that word carries the most weight in that sentence. And I think the second one, the now, is the operative word.
Okay. I guess we were summoned to her chambers, so I'm asking her why she's called us here.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
There's also the use of thou and you, which is very interesting.
Thank you.
Mother to son or child to parent, parent to child. But interesting that she says, come, you answer with an idle tongue. So it's an interesting shift there. And I'm not sure what the shift is, but she's speaking to him more as an equal to me, to my thinking, in that line, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
As opposed to Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Yeah, thou, which is what a parent would say to a child. You is what a child would say to a parent. It's more respectful.
There's also the other layer of queen and prince.
Yes.
That's correct.
So I think it starts off as royal lines and then you as in, I'm still your mother. Don't fucking forget that, you know? I don't know. I think there's
you is a sign of higher respect. So when she, I'm correct about that, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So that when she says, Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended, she's really chastising him. And I feel that come, you answer with an idle tongue is maybe needing to level the ground more. I don't know. We can talk about it, or it doesn't even matter. It came up for me when I was preparing.
No, thank you for sharing that. I didn't realize that you was more respectful than thou.
I think that is correct.
It is, yes.
It's the opposite of what we think it is.
Right.
So every time I'm like, it's the reverse of what I think it should be.
That's exactly what I do every time. I'm like, this makes more sense, so I know it's the opposite.
Yeah, because thou sounds fancier, but it's actually
So, speaking of offended, Kathleen, I think Gertrude is, with each line he speaks, is getting more and more offended.
Yeah.
I think how now means, how dare you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And as she gets more agitated, it gives Hamlet more license to go at her aggressively and say, no, sit down and shut up. I'm going to talk to you.
Great. That's great. Okay. Yeah.
such self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
Interesting how the mother and son, they know how to neener each other. They know how to prick each other.
Push each other's buttons and
How they fight. Interesting.
And maybe they've never fought before, so directly.
Not like this, I think. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
I don't think we need to go back. We
Okay.
can pick up from nay, I know not, is it the king? But just for absolute clarity, I think I know, but just for absolute clarity, Cassandra, what is a rude?
The cross,
Ah,
really a kind of they call it a triumphal cross, which is what you would see like very large and hanging up in a church or
okay.
like some religious place. Can also be a large sculpture or a painting of the crucifixion of Jesus. But I think it's most helpful in this context. I imagine it being the cross in the chapel.
As like
Where is that word, Paul, that you see
No,
that?
by the rude, not so.
19.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Which
It's like
this is one of the examples of Shakespeare's genius, that the word rude sounds like R-U-D-E, and she just said, have you forgot your place and you're offended your father. I just fucking love it.
Yeah. There's another word like that coming up that I love. Yeah.
But why, Max, is he saying by the rude?
Well, I think like you said,
by the
it's kind of
religious emblems, I have not forgotten who you are.
right. Well, I think like you said, it's the double meaning of I like pretending to be polite, but also with that kind of bitterness laying over it. It's like, nope, I know who you are. I promise. Like I swear, I know you are the queen and your husband's brother's wife.
I think we will hear him. Doesn't he say later on that what you have done turns religion into a rhapsody of words?
Yes.
Mm.
The marriage vows, yeah.
Yes. From the very body of contraction plucks the soul.
So on an even deeper level, just how the words and symbols of religion are hollow in themselves.
Ah, I think so. You are.
The fact is that those things are still true.
Which things?
That Gertrude is still Hamlet's mother, and that she did these things, and that it was all sanctioned by the state and by the church.
And he is saying your husband's, as if he is still your husband, brother's wife, by the root, by the church. That doesn't mean you need to lift it up into the sky, Max, but just know why he's going there.
Right, tuck that in there.
Let us go from nay, I know not, is it the king? Is that an okay place to start?
Sure.
So you've just run over to the arras where your other half has just stabbed somebody and you don't know who it is.
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this.
A bloody deed.
Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
Okay,
As-
hold please. Hold please. Let's hear it, Max. If a bloody deed is not a question.
Got it.
What were you going to say? Think about what you were going to say. You were not, your version of Hamlet would not say as kill a king and marry with his brother, but your other half is going to say it for you.
Mm-hmm. A bloody deed.
Or are you
Got
just
it.
looking at the body and seeing the blood and going, oh my gosh, yes, you're right, it is a bloody deed? Or are you saying, a bloody deed that reminds me of something else I really want to say to you, mother? I don't know. You play it, but it's not a question.
Thank you.
And Charlotte's Hamlet sees that as an opportunity to say what I've come here to say.
Mm.
So from the same place. Am I yelling? Am I really loud?
No. Am I?
Sorry. I
No.
wondered if I am. You know, it's the cocaine.
No. Okay. It's hard to tell, isn't it? So frustrating.
Same
Can
place.
we?
man.
Oh, okay. Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this.
Bloody deed.
Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king.
Aye, lady, it was my word.
Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger.
Leave wringing of your hands. Peace, sit you down.
And let me wring your heart, for so I shall. If it be made of penetrable stuff.
Damned custom have not brazed it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite.
Takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there. Makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths.
Oh, such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words.
Heaven's face doth glow with tristful visage, as against the doom is thought sick at the act.
Ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Okay, hold please. Lovely, lovely. Hamlets. During this section, as you're going at your mother, how do you feel about the fact that you just killed Polonius, and are you taking that with you?
I think I'm fucking annoyed it's Polonius.
You're upset that it wasn't the king.
Yeah,
Aha.
fuck. But that would have been the easy way out, and maybe it shouldn't be that easy. I don't know. That was a thought that occurred to me. But it's not.
Of course, the audience has just seen Claudius and Hamlet together, so Hamlet knows Claudius is not in the, you know what I mean? We don't have the conceit of the theater to tell us that a couple minutes have passed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good point. Polonius is a man of state and the chief advisor to the king. Yes? Am I right about that?
Yes.
And someone you had affection for and was endeared to, even though you thought he was a fool? Yes or no? That was a question.
Well, he's connected to Ophelia. That's problematic.
But does that mean you have care and like for him? What? That was a weak word.
Regard.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of
Respect.
affection for him, or you just think he's an idiot? Because he is an idiot. Let's say that.
I have regard for the position.
But do you understand what has just happened? Like how much more you are now fucked by killing Polonius?
I
This
think
man shall set
part
me
of it-
packing.
Part of
Huh?
us does. I'm not sure if it's my part. I mean, if you're playing that, then no, I think my but I don't want to answer for Max.
Yeah. I'm finding so much frustration and anger in those words. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell, I took thee for thy better.
You know what that means? I took the for that better.
Or the station above the king.
I thought you were the king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But just the choice of it being better, like, feels so condescending.
And it also in the overtones, it's I may have just helped you out. It took you. It has all kinds of meanings in it, but what he means is, I thought you were the king. I thought you were a higher rank guy.
Right. I get that. And
Yeah.
that's true. Like, looking for an opinion in that is like, we just had this whole argument about not being brash and killing the king when he's fresh, and now I've just killed someone in cold blood, and I don't know that he really has processed that yet. So he's kind of taking it out on him and blaming him for being there.
So then maybe he's not blaming him. Maybe he's really penitent or remorseful, that he feels, poor old man, you didn't deserve this kind of vibe. I don't know. You can try it next time. We're short on time, but you can try it next time.
Yeah.
And I would say, just remember to take that with you when you're talking to your mother, that has happened. So now the stakes have been raised. And now getting the message across to her is kind of more urgent now.
Right.
What last thing, and then we'll stop. Line 58. Are you okay with cutting that line? Heaven's face doth glow o'er this solidity and compound mass with tristful visage.
Yeah, sorry, just going back for a second. One thing that just occurred to me, and we could just think about it, but it's the idea of, if we just didn't kill a guy because of all his sins racking up,
right?
We just banked a big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You didn't give him a chance to repent.
But then it's on our head too. We
Right.
yeah. So
you just did to him what he did to your father.
So yeah, I think Max, what you're saying too, the inability.
The sounds of solidity and compound mass against tristful visage. It is provocative. I like the sounds of those words too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, solidity and compound mass, Cassie and I went back and forth, and it just means the earth. That's all it means. And I don't know that we need it. I think
I have seen too tristful subbed out with hurtful or something else, if you didn't want that crazy word in there.
Well, I like tristful, which means sad.
Right.
But or this solidity and compound mass, I don't know that I think it veers us off path. And I think your Hamlet speaks more directly.
Yeah, I agree.
Charlotte, you weren't finished your thought. I don't think you were done with your thought about killing Polonius.
No, just that I agree with Max's idea of the lack of time to process. And so foothold, do this and getting into the mother. I think that's part. I mean, it's all sifting through, and that we got to do something there.
Yeah, I really like that. And Max, that energy of Charlotte's Hamlet going, okay, that's it. I'm going to tell you what I came here to tell you. That draws you over there, and you can't not go, because that's part of you. You would love to stay here and feel bad for Polonius, but now your other half is attacking your mother, and you got to go over there. And maybe you can help soften the attack, or whatever. Maybe join it, but you got to go over there and get involved.
Right.
We're at 9:59, friends.
I will say I don't exactly know what is being said in this speech.
Which one?
This one that we just, such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite.
Well, then next Tuesday. Oh, you're not here next Tuesday. Tuesday the 30th. No, wait. What am I doing? Tuesday the 23rd. we
I
will,
will be, yeah, it's the 16th that I will not be here.
right. So
Just
Tuesday,
next
the 23rd, Cassie will start the evening with a presentation on that speech.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I'll figure it out. I just need to spend more time with it. So does or this solidity and compound mass mean the dead body as well?
No, it means the earth. We could have a conversation. Maybe it means the dead body, but I don't think so.
No, it just
Okay.
means Earth.
Yep. Okay.
So
Oh.
it's officially cut. All the other cut lines that have not been taken away, we can discuss putting them back. But so that one is officially cut.
Okay.
But Charlotte, if you feel it's your line, so if you feel strongly and you want it back,
No, it's too meow 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 for me.
all
I
I
know.
will say, Kathleen, I know you'll figure out this speech, but
Yeah, I
say,
will. I just need to spend a little more time with it.
yes, the trickiest bit is the contraction bit. From the body of contraction plus plucks the very soul. And contraction in this case, I believe, Cassie, tell me if I'm right, means the contract of marriage. Am I correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Hmm.
Yep.
And turns religion into just a jumble of words. It doesn't really mean anything.
Right. Okay,
It's
right.
funny.
So he's describing her act as he sees it, her act of disavowing her own marriage to marry her brother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
What I heard in the contraction line was a kind of a metaphor of like birth, like ripping
Ooh.
the baby from a dying mother and leaving the mother hollow, like a rhapsody of empty words. And
Damn.
Flux the very soul.
right,
You know,
like
you could you could pick any Shakespeare play and do 100 productions of it, and every single time you'll find something new.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You'll hear something you never heard before. Brilliant. Nathan, you don't pay overtime, right? So we should really stop.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can stay till 3 a.m, but you know, your pay will be the same. So you know, it's just up to you.
We're getting
But
paid?
yeah, everybody's getting paid the same, Max. So whatever you're getting paid, know that everybody's getting paid the same.
Equal
Favored
pay.
nations.
Unfavored nations.
Unfavored nations.
No, this was a great first session. It was really enjoyable here. Just the first beginnings of the discussions here, and hope you guys had a lot of fun. And yeah, so again, thanks so much for being here this week, and we'll see most of you back next week. And
I'm sorry to be
yeah.
missing it, guys.
Oh, it's
Okay.
You will be missed.
Hey, it's
your
called the
contributions.
working actor's journeys. You know, people got things to do. So, you know, this fits in hopefully around all the other stuff that people have going on in their lives. So all good. No worries.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a great week. And you know, I'll probably try to put out, you know, a little clip here and there of things. So it might tag you on social media. Feel free to share. People, I find, especially your colleagues and things, that people love to see you working on things or what you're up to. So share with abandon if the spirit so moves you. All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
See you
Thank you.
Tuesday.
Yep. Take care, everybody.